We were waiting on Sarah, but we just started having a normal conversation. So, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Six. I'm here with.
What's up? I'm William.
Oh, wait. I don't know why I'm doing this. Like, I'm already fucking up. But yeah, it's your boy Six. I'm with
William.
And I'm representing, on behalf of, I gotta work on that.
William from BaySmokes. BaySmokes is our company.
All right, for sure. Tell us about BaySmokes.
So basically, BaySmokes is a hemp smokable line. It's really focused on the recreational use of hemp as a plant. Hemp is basically cannabis, but without Delta-9 THC, which is the regulated compound of cannabis. But there's so much more and other strains, essentially, to cannabis that are federally legal now that, people need to know about and try out, because a lot of people end up liking it more than a high potency weed.
Nah, facts. How did you even get into the cannabis industry?
So honestly, when I was in college, I was trying to start different various businesses, and one of them, I started a CBD tincture company, and we were like making the tinctures, go around and selling it to shops locally. I was out in Arizona at the time, and a bunch of people started asking me to buy the bulk raw ingredients. Yeah. And so what that led me to do was, eventually too many people asked, and I was like, okay, I can't stop turning this down. At first I was like, no, I sell the tinctures. Like, find someone else.
Right.
Too many people asked me. It's like, okay, I'm losing money. I'm leaving money on the table
definitely.
and not sell this. So I talked to the lab that I was working with, and I started selling their stuff for them to everyone that reached out to me. And I was like, okay, well, let me try to find people who are buying this besides just whoever reaches out to me. So for a period of time, I was selling like the CBD distillates and isolates, stuff like that from different extraction labs.
Right.
And
how'd you get access to the extraction labs? Like,
simple as going on LinkedIn. I would just like type in. Yeah, LinkedIn, people underestimate the power of just like going on any social media platform and just DMing whoever. LinkedIn is cool, a cool platform to do that on, because anyone you're DMing, it's not like these big business people have a lot of followers, or
not on LinkedIn.
Their inbox isn't like filled. But the people who are active on LinkedIn, if you DM them, they're gonna see it, and if it's a genuine question or potential offer of doing business, or you trying to provide value to them in some way, they're gonna respond to you, 9 times out of 10, especially if you're, like I said, genuine in how you're putting something out to them. So definitely. I just reached out to a bunch of people, got a feel for them as a company, as a business, as individuals. The same thing as anything. You search around the supply, you find a good supply, and once you know you found the good supply, then you focus on, okay, now that I know I got my supply, now I'm going to sell it.
Okay, so, you carry yourself in a very professional way. So something you're telling me is, you feel me, when you were looking for businesses to start, it wasn't just, you feel me, in the cannabis field. What other businesses are you involved in? There's no way it's just that. Like, just from the way you carry yourself, I can tell.
So when I was going to school for biomedical engineering. My main interest is with medicine, specifically with nanotechnology, genetics, and like personalized medicine. He's smart.
He's super smart. He said nanotechnology, and I was like, oh, hold on, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, that's like my interest. Yeah. The reason that I kind of strayed away from that, and I mean, the businesses that I'm in now, they're not as nerdy sounding as all of the things that I said I'm interested in. Cannabis and the social media stuff. Like, there's a lot of data and engineering mindset that goes into those businesses.
Most definitely.
But at the end of the day, cannabis is cannabis.
It's always gonna sell.
It's pretty basic. There's not a lot of like science aspect to it. But the reason that I kind of went from studying that and being interested in that, and now this is what I'm working on, is just because I saw an opportunity to learn the fundamentals of business, doing something that's like, I know this. Throughout my high school, basically, I was a stoner. So
I'm about to say, so what I gotta ask next, right? When was the first time you spoke? I know how to connect.
The first time I smoked was in like 9th grade.
Tell us that story.
The first time I smoked story.
I know my first time, it was, man, we got in trouble.
I was in like my parents' house, and I was with this kid that, we were just young, and it was however we were trying to get at it. I think we had like rolled up a joint in like a tea bag. And
a tea bag.
Yeah, because we didn't have papers or anything.
Oh,
and I was trying to think like, how the fuck can I roll? Like, how do we consume this? We have this. We got this weed. Somebody gave it to us.
Right.
And I was like, okay, now how do we consume it? I think we tried to make like a bong from like a water bottle or something like that. And like
this is y'all's first time?
Yeah, we were just nobody was like, oh, here's a joint, try it. It was just like
I had the weed and it was just like, how do we smoke it?
We knew some kid who knew some kid who knew some kid. It got to us and we were like, okay, now how do we do this?
Were you in Arizona at the time?
No, I was in North Carolina. I grew up in North Carolina.
It's legal in Arizona, right?
It is now. It is
okay,
now.
Cool. That's why I was asking.
It was just recently made recreationally legal, and it has been medically legal for probably a couple years, maybe 2, something like that. But the entire time I was in Arizona, it was medically legal. And it just recently, like December, became recreational in Arizona.
That's dope. Yeah, because I just heard recently about how like it was legal in Arizona. So I was just gonna ask you to see like what was happening, like if you were growing up there or whatever. But in terms of, you feel me, all the business ventures and all the knowledge that you have pertaining to stuff like nanotechnology and stuff, how does the profits from your cannabis industry compare to the other, you feel me, nerdy stuff in your world?
I mean, at the end of the day, my goal is to build capital for my interest in medical technology and stuff like that through the cannabis company, through some of these other companies.
So the cannabis isn't the end all be all.
No, it's just something that's it's fun. It's really fun for me to work on. It's fun for me to like build a company. Just the act of, making something, finding creative ways to market it, getting people good product. Because that's another big reason I got into the space is because I saw something that I personally enjoy not be readily available in the market. So I finished the story of how I got into it. I was selling the isolates and the distillates, and then I found out what was really moving. Tell
them what that is.
Isolate and distillate. It's like isolated CBD. So they extract it from the plant and then turn it into 99.9 pure CBD powder. And people use that to like mix it into tinctures or whatever else. Right. That was selling hot during a couple month period right after the Farm Bill in 2018. The Farm Bill is what basically legalized on a federal level hemp and CBD products that makes my business BaySmokes possible.
Right.
But anyway, so I was selling that stuff. I was brokering that stuff, and then I got into selling the flower because I was like, oh, this is actually moving faster, and this is a market I really understand. Like, it's like one thing to try to sell the isolates and the distillates to like a manufacturing company or some other small tincture brand, but like those aren't like selling a lot. Like, you buy a tincture once and then it's lasts you for months, not 1 month.
It's not getting gone.
It's not it's not flying off the shelves. So it wasn't a lot of volume in that, and when you're brokering something, you only get paid off when you sell it, and you're only selling once to somebody who buys it. It's so you want a bunch of sales. Flour is what was moving because it's a consumable product.
Right.
Like, people are consuming eighths of flour in pre-rolls a lot more than they are tinctures. So I started brokering the flour, and then I just kind of realized, wait a second, like all the people that I'm selling this to and all the people that I see as like the biggest in the space, I don't think they're marketing it right. I don't think they're taking advantage of online or branding properly. I didn't feel like any of them had good branding. Not to mention the product. Most of the people in the industry are very like trend, like they're just trying to flip money with the trend. They're not treating it like a new long-term industry and a legitimate business. They're treating it like a trend, and so they're pushing subpar product.
When you hitting it on the spot right now, you making me think like, ooh, hey, you spitting, bro.
That's the thing is this product has a very high potential, especially to like connoisseurs. People who, for example, like fine wine or something like that. Like the people who like this type of product, they used to be a stoner when they were in high school, and they would go hardcore with high potency THC, And now they're at the point where like, yeah, I like to smoke, but I'm not trying to be all up here crazy.
I was just about to ask, like, in regards to that, when it comes to your market, do you feel like, because I don't know like your main audience, but I would assume you have a lot of older people than us, just because
I mean, it's really like, you know, the 21, it's like young 20s too, because you think about it this way, like, you know, a lot of kids that are high school and then in college and stuff, like, they want to get like blasted, right?
Oh, for sure.
But once you get past that like stage,
you just want to chill.
like you've got shit to do. Like you got to wake up the next day and, you know, you got to work, you got to, you know, do something. Maybe you're going to go to the gym in the morning or whatever it is that you're doing, but you don't want to be like slow and stupid and foggy the next day. And like regular weed does that to you, no matter what you want to say about it. Like smoking a lot, and really of anything, if you smoked a lot of this stuff too, it's gonna do the same thing, but it's more mild and it's more controllable, like a glass of wine versus chugging vodka. You know, like
so wine is like more pure.
Huh?
Wine is like more pure.
No, it's just like more moderate. Like,
okay.
You know, when a kid is trying to get drunk, they're gonna be like, yeah, let's take shots, and you know, all of a sudden they've downed 5 shots, whatever.
But yeah, y'all, we took, you feel me, just a little quick break or whatever. 303 Jack in the building. But we were at the point of the conversation where we were talking about like mainly your target audience for your product, because I have a lot of old heads always tell me that the current gas that, you feel me, that people our age tend to smoke is way too strong for them. That's what evoked me to ask the question.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would say the people who enjoy really, really high potency THC weed, they're younger. There are people who are like just experimenting with this stuff. It's the same kids that are just discovering alcohol and downing, 20 shots back to back, something crazy. They're just trying to get like blasted.
Nah, definitely,
right?
definitely.
When you get to a certain point of maturity, pretty much after high school or after college for some people, you don't want to get blasted. You've got life to live. Definitely. Besides getting out of your mind all the time.
Like there's things to do.
Yeah, there's things to do. There's a balance of enjoying a recreational substance and being grounded and able to do whatever it is that you want to do.
Most definitely.
But yeah, so once kind of people hit that point of maturity, they're like, okay, like I still like smoking, I still like getting a little high, but like I don't want to get blasted like that. And like you said, I don't know which demographic you were referring to when you said old heads. Whether you mean like 40-year-old type of people?
Yeah. You feel me? No offense to the 40-year-olds, but you feel me? Like they be like, man, I can't smoke what y'all smoking on nowadays, because you know what I'm saying? It's too strong.
But I mean, just that type of consumer, as well as someone who's like 22, 23, like out of college or at least done with their party phase in college, and they're like, I still like to smoke, I still like the social aspect of it, I like the getting mellowed out, whatever, but I don't want to be gone. I don't want to be out of my body. And especially some people, when you don't have a tolerance at all and you smoke some weed that's like 20-30%, like something that's just super potent, and it gets very potent like that.
No, it definitely gets that.
You're gonna be gone. Like
even people that smoke. Yeah. I'm about to say even people that smoke. You feel me?
They like and I just remember like when I was in high school and like when we would smoke like some real strong stuff. Like you don't get social. Everyone just gets quiet. Because everyone's like tripping in their head. Like, that's not like on. As you I feel like as you get more experience, like you realize, wait a second, I don't want to smoke just to stare at the ground for hours and then go, okay,
I want to actually get something done.
That, and I want to be able to talk to people, want to be social. So I feel like people moving out of the let's get blasted phase and are into the more mature use of substances phase are the people looking for products like this, for CBD flower as well as Delta 8 flower. Delta 8 is really like, I see the middle ground between like super high potency
And
THC
CBD.
and CBD. CBD is like another
I can
step
attest to
down.
that.
Yeah, CBD is I enjoy smoking CBD, like a good indoor
I do
CBD
not.
flower.
I do not enjoy.
So, I
CBD
mean, maybe
at
I
all.
can put you on because maybe you just haven't tried the right stuff yet. Because
Maybe
I've
I
tried
haven't.
some gross, like, if you go to any smoke shop and you pick up like an eighth of some CBD
Yeah, that's
flower,
what I did.
yeah,
That-
it's
it
no,
was
it's
terrible.
probably gross. It's probably brown. Like, it doesn't look like
it was dead ass brown.
Yeah, it was
terrible,
brown.
bro.
Like,
That shit was ass.
Look, just for the reference, like, it's not CBD. I'm gonna find some of the CBD stuff right now.
All right, bet. That's a bet. Get you off my mind. I can't get you
I know
off
they
my
have this stuff
mind.
all over my house, scattered around.
Nah, I seen it. It might be something right
So
here.
you got some right here too.
Oh yeah, this is what I was looking for. This particular bag. So this is an indoor CBD. Like, just look, smell like.
Dude, that smells like regular gas. I'm not even gonna lie.
Like, this is nice bright green.
Put
Like,
put it in the frame.
like, you know, this is when you
that shit
realize
smells like real gas.
when you realize that hemp flower and CBD flower, it's not brown gross. It's that nasty shit I bought at the smoke shop.
Yeah.
That's just bad weed. You know, that could have been THC. Like, they just didn't grow it good. They like
Yeah.
ripped it out of a field somewhere in Kentucky, and they're like, oh, we're gonna get rich selling this hemp flower. And it's just
Why
bad
does
weed.
that sound so accurate, dog?
That's what happened. You know, the 2018 Farm Bill. Everyone's like, cool, we're gonna get rich. Let's buy a shit ton of hemp seeds, throw them in the ground, and boom. You know, step A, step B, money. Doesn't work out like that. Like, you can't
There's a
just
process.
throw weed seeds in the ground and it just, you know, comes out the best looking stuff ever.
Yeah.
Comes out that gross brown looking crap that you find in smoke shops.
Not for sure. I'm glad you said that because like that brings me into the next question. What was your biggest obstacle with this industry in particular? Like starting out, was it starting out or like is it, you feel me, when you travel with it, you feel me, people might think that, you feel me, it's real. Like I don't like what's your biggest obstacle / how do you feel me keep the cops off your ass, basically?
So, I mean, there's a lot of going above and beyond, and I'll adjust both parts of that. So, first off, the legal side of things, there's a lot that we as a company undertake to try to go above and beyond how we stick to compliance in terms of lab testing everything at every stage and making sure that we have like chain of custody forms and everything
is very closely
traced.
monitored.
Like, yeah, the same
for
kind
sure.
of way that products are supposed to be tested in the metric system or in the the cannabis systems of like California, Colorado, and like those systems. They're very stringent rules around how it has to be tested, transported, handled, all of that stuff. We as a company try to stick as close to that as possible because inevitably this stuff will get more regulated.
Right.
Because there's too many bad actors in this space that don't take those precautions. They
Right.
don't care what's in the flower. They don't care if there's metals or pesticides
care
in
that
it.
it's there.
They don't care if it's shitty quality or poorly trimmed or like people will handle it with their bare hands as opposed to you
With
should
gloves
like
and stuff?
yeah, you should glove up, you should mask up, you should be wearing like some sort of suits in a clean room, like a food that level of cleanliness in the room. A lot of people don't do that. So
Most definitely. It's crazy because it's like, I guarantee you, when I tell y'all it's all about the presentation, if you take him, you feel me, if he walks into a room and he just walks from like point A to point B, nobody's gonna think that, you feel me, he's selling a whole lot of weed. But if you take somebody else, you feel me, that doesn't carry themselves professionally, that looks, you know what I'm saying, looks a little rough, even if they're not selling weed, that's what you feel me, the stereotype is gonna lead somebody to believe. So it's all about, you feel me, how you carry yourself. Because if he didn't tell you that, you feel me, he was moving as much weed as he's moving legally, you wouldn't know, you feel me? Because just the way, you feel me, y'all see how professional he is, like it speaks for itself. You can hear it in his voice. The man knows what the hell he's talking about. You feel me? You had me when you said nanotechnology, my guy.
the keywords. All
Nah,
you say
definitely.
the keywords, and you just convince people that you're some genius.
Nah, bro, you are a genius. Bro, tell them your age and you feel me, your story.
No, I'm 22.
He's 22. Yeah. Like, bro. Okay, so here's what we were talking about. You said what, bro? That's what I'm saying. Like, we were literally at the beginning of the podcast. It started because you feel me. We were just having a normal conversation. He was like, actually, you feel me? Cut the cameras on because it's like he's 22 and you feel me, a penthouse. That's not normal, bro. He's unpaid. That's not normal. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, I never really had a lot of like friends my age because it's not normal. It's not normal for someone young to have like a lot of ambition or that actually like the drive to do stuff. Because
Definitely.
like there were phases of people that I met my age of like people who just had absolutely no goals, ambitions, and they didn't want to do anything, become anything. They didn't want to create anything. They're just like, I'm just going to coast through life and maybe something's going to happen. And then there's people who like talk about wanting to do stuff.
Dude, no, stop right there. You just fucking preach, bro. Like, that coasting through life bar you just said, like, I think about this every day, like, because it's like the days are going to come and go whether you bust your ass or not. So it's like somebody's out there working, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, we're here. It's a gift that we're here where we are. A blessing. And at the end of the day, I feel like we chose to come here. We chose to live these lives, to experience these things, to be in the body that we're in, to do whatever it is that we're doing. So definitely do what you came here to do. Don't waste your time. Don't waste the experience that you chose.
22 years old. Oh, you feel me? One more thing before I let you go. Tell us about, you feel me? I heard you linked up with Tory Lanez, and Tory Lanez is now an ambassador for your company.
Yeah. So one of our mutual friends is friends with myself and my partner Katiana, and she had met up with Tory and a friend of Tory's a while ago, and that friend of Tory's came over, and I think we first met by like getting food together or something like that. Maybe he came over here.
Is he really that short in real life?
I mean, he's not like noticeably like. I think the black leprechaun thing is hilarious. Like, he's not like a.
Tory, I'll just play it with you, bro. I'll just play it with you.
Like he's not like that small of a guy. But yeah, it's a funny play. It's a funny marketing little scheme that we're doing with Black Leprechaun. Like, yeah. I think it's funny. But anyway, yeah. So I met with his friend that came over here a couple times, and we kind of became friends. And he's involved in the music space as well. And I told him, hey, I'm trying to work with artists like this to at least buy promotion for them or do some sort of collaboration work. I just told him, hey, I'll pay you if you can kind of connect me with some people.
Definitely.
And he was starting to connect me with some other like smaller artists and stuff. And I'm like, dude, like, what about Tory? Like, how much is he gonna charge me? And I was trying to like, poke and feel like how much is this gonna cost. And basically he had the conversation with Tory. Tory said, listen, I'm not gonna promote anything unless I have a piece of it. He said, okay, let's do a collaboration line. Let's put your face on it. I'll cover the cost of everything, get it started up. And he said, okay, sounds like a good idea. Come over, let's like roll one up. Let me see if I like it. So we did that. We rolled some blunts. He smoked it, and he was like, this is weed. I was like, yes, it is. I was like, bro, this is the same plant.
Yo, y'all
and we can sell this online.
Money talks, y'all. If there's one thing I need y'all to take from this conversation, it's that money talks. Not once is he complaining about, you feel me, the fees. And you feel me, give them, like, this is the last thing I'm going to ask you, like, give them a little runaround of the failures, because it's like, they see the penthouse, they see the wine, you feel me, they see you 22 years old, they see you living good, they see you on my podcast, you know what I'm saying? But you know, like,
that's the biggest flex.
That's the biggest flex, you feel me? Yeah, they see you with me, they see you with M6, so you feel me, they know that you successful. Like, give us like, just a quick little runaround and you feel me, the failures that come with this and how you bounce back as an entrepreneur.
I mean, you're going to fail at anything. And you're going to fail a lot of times before you become good at anything. So I feel like the best kind of lesson and approach to stuff like that is just push forward knowing that you're going to fail. Don't be like, oh, well, what if I fail? Expect that you're going to fail. and expect that you're gonna have to keep trying something so many times, fail in so many different ways until you know how to actually do something properly. I've failed a bunch of times. I've lost a lot of money doing things that it's like, testing out ideas or whatever, even getting scammed trying to buy promotions in different ways or whatever. It's like, you win some, you lose some, but the failures teach you how to win more often, more precisely.
So the failures make the wins hit even.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is too.
I'll tell y'all.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the best thing that you can do is accumulate knowledge and wisdom at a young age, because my businesses could fail. Everything could be taken away from me. I could lose everything that I have now, but I can't lose knowledge and wisdom.
Y'all hear that? I hope y'all
wisdom.
listening to what he's saying right now. This coming from him, you know what I'm saying? Successful businesses. He said, I could lose it all right now, and I still would have the same knowledge. I take that to heart. I hope y'all really, you feel me, take that home with y'all. But you feel me, this has been William from BaySmokes. Anything else you got to say? Any upcoming collaborations? Anything, you feel me, you just want to get off your chest?
I don't know, not necessarily. We've got a couple other artists that we're getting ready to launch similar collab lines with. Bunch of cool new products in the works. I mean, this is a fun project for me because it's like, all those like ideas that you have. It's like, oh, what if this was a thing? This was a thing. It's like, okay, let's make it a thing. So it's fun. It's fun having a business and creating stuff. So I guess I just encourage people to see this and be like, look, like I didn't come from like some uber rich family that's just like, oh, you want to do a business? Here's $500,000 to start. Like I just made something work. I found out how to go from 0 and make it into 10 and make it into 100. And, so.
Keep going.
You just gotta find out how you get from here to here, and then how do you 10x it? How do you make that next big jump? And it's fun. Have fun with it. You can do whatever you want. You can really do whatever you want with life at all.
Y'all heard it from the man himself. Also, you feel me, M6 and BaySmokes will be collaborating soon, but you feel me, I'm not gonna talk too much on it. But thank you for, you feel me, taking time out of your day, you feel me, you have a beautiful home.
Thank you.
Mind you, he's only 22 years old, and you feel me, I appreciate you.
Of course.
All right, let's get it.